We are filming our podcast that we filmed today, The Realest People in Real Estate. Kind of like getting to know who you are.
Okay.
So if it's anything that you
like red flags, parties, all that. So like I look and all the reviews are made to a different person's name, not her name.
That company trying to scale and get into other things.
Boating, where everybody goes to Gull Island.
Got you.
Big party on the water. It's been going.
So, hey guys, we are filming our podcast that we filmed today, The Realest People in Real Estate. This is one of my guests, Jewel Tanker. She'll be out on the panel at Real Estate for Beginners for June 29th. We're about to go do a podcast, and I'm so happy that she agreed to join us. So, Jewel, tell them like a little bit about yourself and what you got going on, like real quick.
Yes, girl. So definitely CEO of Acetify. Basically what we do is we coach people from beginning to end to help them get buy and flip. So ultimately they can get in the buy and hold. And we're definitely targeting the city of Detroit because the market share is here. The opportunity is here. And there's so many people that are coming from all over the world to invest in Detroit. So I want to make sure the people that look like me and you get our market share. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to be meeting with her to sit and chat about everything she got going on. So excited for all the opportunities she have available and looking forward to it.
Ready, babe?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. This is the need some time. And they do our film. You'll be sitting right there. All right, I'll show you what kind of like getting to know who you are.
Okay.
So if it's anything that you like, don't ask me that. Let us know. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I was wondering if they would do that again here because we did do so well. Everybody said.
the best. Yeah.
I don't know. I heard from somebody that they try to give like each city like a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a thing.
You never know. We could be the first.
Another chance.
Yeah.
Just like the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Because that's fast.
Yeah. It's starting to be like every year.
Yeah.
I think it's every year.
It's been every year for a minute.
So looking back at your past, we always talk about what we're going to do in the future, but looking back in your past, what would you tell your younger self?
I would tell myself, I would have gotten into real estate earlier.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was blessed to do extremely well in network marketing and built large teams, multiple $1 million teams that I made a lot of money, but you have to work so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I love about real estate is that you can just work on focusing on getting doors to create that same cash flow and not have to be so dependent on people. Because in network marketing, it's all about how many Zooms, how many meetings, how many lives, you gotta be a beast to do it. And you gotta put in a lot of hours. I love working, I love what I do, but I love that I have clients that I get to choose. And that same amount of money that I've gotten used to, I'm building it now in real estate. And so if I want to work, I can. If I don't want to work as hard, I don't have to.
Joel, one thought that you would leave people with when it comes to real estate, life, anything above. What's that one defining thought?
Like obsess. Obsess. Like dream big every day. Don't live in limitation. Get away from people that tell you that you can't. And keep yourself in environments with people that are doing much more than you to remind you that you might be doing well, but there's so much more out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love it. Great way to
Oh, I love that.
All right, guys.
Great
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for being here.
Real Estate for Beginners is my baby. It's my 4th annual. It'll be June 29th this year. We'll have Jewel Tanker as a guest, mega real estate investor. And we'll just have real estate investors, real estate agents, brokers just coming out. And really what it's all about is giving our contribution to the community and giving them the education and knowledge that's missing in our community and sharing with them how they could be successful in real estate. So, Real Estate for Beginners for June 29th.
June 29th.
How many have you done so far?
The 4th annual.
Okay.
Yep.
So do it.
This will be all transformed. All the chairs and stuff will be out here. My 4th one. This is the biggest one that I do.
Okay.
So
Do you get a lot of people who come back from who went to the past events?
Yeah, but it's like each year. It's funny because each year it seems like it's like a different group of people.
Or any food?
I'm thinking about doing the food, and I was thinking about just having some things set up on these tables.
Okay.
Where people could just like
You
grab.
could do that, and then these tables, if you want, like we've done them where they're like set up in that corner over there. So if like your chairs are going to be here, and this, by the way,
I'm saying her name right, Fuad, because I always get that wrong.
No,
well, I think I get it wrong, but it's probably right.
like
I don't know.
technically it's Fuad.
Fuad.
Yeah, it's more like Fuad. It's like a
ad.
like a EED, like a ad.
Oh, Ed.
Fuad.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a little bit more like that. But Fuad, I'm called Fuad all the time. Like it works.
That's like
go
my
and
name.
a lot worse, by the way, too.
Yeah, my name is mixed up all the time. Matter of fact, like even if I order something or whatever, I'll just say Nicole.
Yeah.
Because they just cannot get Tyraa right. I don't understand how.
You can't get Tyraa right.
They think I say Tyler or Kyra.
Hilarious. The best was one time I ordered pizza, and she's like, name of the order. I said Fuad, and she thought I said for what. So she's like, because I need the name. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm like, come on, like seriously.
That's funny. Do you get that a lot? Like for what?
I get for what? I get fraud. I get fouled. I get food. I get found. And literally when you read it, it's like plain, it's literally like plain English. It's not hard to read.
Yeah.
Like it's not, but it's just unique. So it's unique. It's all good.
So hey guys, I'm meeting with one of my guest panelists at Real Estate for Beginners for Fuad. So he'll be one of our guest panelists. He is a how do you classify yourself as what you are? I know you specialize in short-term rentals.
Exactly. I specialize in short-term rentals, but I'm a little bit different in the sense from most short-term rental hosts in the sense that I focus more on the asset than real estate. So I'm a real estate investor first and a short-term rental guy second, right? So whereas a lot of people like to underwrite things and say, hey, what's my short-term rental performance going to be on this before I even look at it, I look to say, do I even want to buy real estate in that market, or do I want that piece of real estate? What is this real estate going to be? How am I going to make the buy win for me? And then will it work after I confirm that? Then will it work as a short-term rental stuff?
So almost like an analyst of the short term.
So I came out of the banking world. I'm a finance guy, finance major. I went and I consulted banks for a long time, and now I specialize in raising capital. I don't use any of my own money. I love OPM, the 3 sexiest letters in real estate, right? Yeah. One of my mentors said to me really early on in my career that it's really easy in real estate to run out of your own money, but you can't run out of other people's money, and that stuck with me right away.
Right. What made you get into the short-term rental business?
So, when we had kids, we really started using short-term rentals as our travel mechanism, just because it was just, if you had a hotel room and you had your baby, you're sleeping in the stroller and you really don't have any privacy. Yeah. So we really had the itch to get into it. And then my daughter, she was severely allergic to nuts that we learned when she was 1. And the best food allergist in the world is in Long Beach, California. And so we get her into the program. Program is going to be 3 years. Every 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to have to be there. I started doing the numbers on it. I'm like, we're going to have to pay $50K just in rentals while we're there. This is stupid. Right. So let's do it. That's. And I hated the long-term rentals that I had, so I got rid of those. I bought one in Huntington Beach and two in Scottsdale. I went from 0 to 3 right away. Okay. And so we had the one in Huntington Beach that we could use while we were there. She's graduated. She's no longer allergic to nuts, and she's out of that. So we sold that one, and we're targeting and we're focused now. We have a couple in Orlando. We third-party manage all over, but the ones that we're buying, we're focusing in Scottsdale, Phoenix, right?
Okay, so you actually do property management as well for short-term rentals.
I do,
and that's all over. You said?
All over. So I got 5 in Maryland, in Ocean City, Maryland. We've got 3 in Greenville, South Carolina. We've got 1 in Boyne City, Michigan. And another one in Arizona, and that portfolio will continue to grow.
When you're managing the short-term rentals in other states, how do you get good people to handle that?
I'm really well networked in the industry. Luckily, so I'm able, usually anywhere I go, I'm able to find somebody that knows people in that market. Okay. And if not, then I rely heavily on Facebook groups. You can jump all into, Facebook things like that. Facebook groups, Instagram. I mean, they're really good. If you're somebody that's doing it and you're doing it at a good scale, you've probably got a good social media page that's very active, because that's how you attract your clients as a service provider too, right? So I'm able to find them that same way. Social media helps quite a bit.
So would you consider yourself a mentor?
Yeah, absolutely. I do mentor. I do have a coaching program that I launch and use, and that's probably one of my favorite things to do. I coach my kids' basketball team, my other kids' football team, my other kids' soccer team. I love to coach. I just love to coach people.
So why not
it's
real
in
estate?
Me. Absolutely.
This is Tiffany Torrentine. I've been watching her. She's been doing big things, and I definitely had to get her on my panel.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. Great. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Seriously.
Kind of tell me about when you started getting into real estate, because I know we talked before, like years ago. I don't even know if you remember, but did you used to do like the credit?
I did. But I did credit a couple years into real estate. It became like supplemental. Yeah. Okay. It was part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you still do that too?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
So what made you just go like full throttle into real estate?
So to be honest, a little backstory. I actually, like I was just telling you, I actually got a 4-year degree in business, which I love. But I wanted to realize what I really liked. And a lot of times when we're younger, I really think the things that we love do show up. And I was always the girl. I changed my room around. I loved when we moved, like all that type of stuff. And so literally after getting my degree, I could not find a job. And I just remember stopping and just praying, and it was like real estate just like popped in my spirit. And so I went, got my license. I was one of those people that passed on the first try. So I just knew like this was gonna be it for me. And so I started actually been licensed since 2012. It's been a long time. So I was very excited about it, but then I also had to get realistic. Like you got bills to pay and you have to build up your business. So I was doing like small jobs and things like that on the side while I was building my real estate business. And I was just going. I was part-time literally for at least the first 5 to 6 years. But I was very ambitious, and I just knew I loved real estate. And at the point where I had more clients than time, I knew it was time for me to leave my job and become full-time in real estate. So that's kind of what made me go full throttle full time. I had enough clients, and it was like, okay, this is not a hobby. This is real. You got to make more time. And so I remember going, I literally put in my 2-week notice at my job, and I just jumped out there.
That's awesome. So I'm back, guys, with one of my final guests that I'll have on my panel at Real Estate for Beginners 4. We got KJ Russ here. He got some real big things going on. I'm going to sit down and have a chat with him and see what he got going on. Alright, so meeting with Mr. KJ Russ today, big time real estate investor. How would you classify yourself?
All things real estate.
All things real estate. I like that. Do you do like a lot of the work yourself, or some of the work yourself?
Whole house.
So you do everything.
Whole house, from the roof down to the basement. Anything in between.
How did you get into like real estate investing?
I come from plumbing trades background. So my pops, he was a master plumber. My granddad was one of the first black master plumbers. So I've been exposed to plumbing trade for all my life. So
okay, in the Detroit area, he was one of the first black. Okay.
Oh yeah, so cause he got taught by the Jews out in Oak Park. So
okay,
that's how my granddad got started, and then now I have a whole family full of plumbers. So
I'm gonna have to get in touch with you.
He's like, KJ, you know your granddad built his house in North Carolina with his bare hands. He had no YouTube, no Google, no nothing. He said, you inclined to use your hands. Look at your family. Yeah. All y'all are plumbers. And he said, so don't just stop and be limited just to plumbing. You can do the whole house. So I bought my first primary home out in Philly. And then I started doing things to add value, like adding bathrooms, flooring, just making updates throughout the house, adding ACs, and did it all. And so I said I can do it, so I just kept going.
And that's what it takes a lot of times, just somebody just to show you. Right. And you know, you can learn so much from that, and
that's
look where you at now.
As long as you open and willing to learn, I mean, because this stuff is really like, as if you can see it through, because everybody want to get started, but it's hard for people to actually finish. That's why I always tell people, it's easy to buy the house, hard to finish the house. Whether it be, even first time home buyers, they say, hey, I want to buy a house, I want to get started in real estate. Biggest thing is that they scared to but typically people get scared or to take that risk, take that chance, actually go forward, right? And opposed to just being a one. A lot of times, the only thing that makes the difference between an investor, serial investor, is that we just decide to do it again. Yeah. All we doing is like, I bought one, right? Now I keep going. But it started with that first house, and like I said, I started with my primary home.
Are you taking that just that? Look, that time you spent doing that free labor, look what you learned from that you can still use to this day. Right. Say you would have got $1,500 for doing something. Like, how long is that going to last?
It's going so fast. Especially now, it's going so fast. You can give me a check for 30 grand, it's going so fast.
Right. It don't even seem like no money no more. But I've been in the real estate business for the last 19 years. When I first started, I was an assistant for another real estate agent. And I was barely getting paid anything, but I didn't really care because I wanted to learn the business. Right. I learned the business like so much that to the point it was like, I'm doing everything for the person I'm working for. Right. I could just start doing this for myself.
Bingo.
The knowledge, the part that I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to get the information that I still use to this day, almost 20 years later.
Absolutely.
And I just have always had people ask me, how do I get started in real estate? How do I do what you do? Same thing all over the years. And back in 2019, I decided to start real estate for beginners. My whole thought process on that was, I have all these people asking me, how can they do what I do? Why don't I do some type of event where I can speak to a large amount of people, step-by-step process? I didn't want to give an event where people come, then they leave out like, what did I didn't learn nothing. Like, what was the point? Right. I really learned that I have to get people on my panel that's speaking at my event that's really willing to share step-by-step processes, how people can get started in real estate. And I look at it as a way of just kind of giving back to our community, because that is what's missing. It's like the education and the knowledge. Right. And a lot of people, they just don't want to take the time to learn. But I figure coming to this event, if you're willing to come here, we're willing to give you that information, that knowledge. And it's all about just contributing to the betterment of the community.
I agree totally.